Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Diana, and this is my first video about my mini urban farm here in St. Louis, which is Zone 7A. I started this channel so that I can share with you the ways that I became very creative and resourceful, trying to maximize my space here in this small urban setting, and how I'm able to get abundant harvest despite the small space. So come along for a tour. Welcome to my mini urban farm where I grow vertically in order to maximize space. I grow my tomatoes using the same method. They're tied to the trellises, allowing them to grow in very close proximity to one another, so much so that I have 40 plants of tomatoes this year. My okra gives beautiful flowers that attract pollinators. I even have a purple variety of green beans that's about to pop. And my black raspberry bush is so crazy that I need to fence it off. This is my elderberry. It's native to the area, and you need to have 2 of them for cross-pollination. But basically, I wanted something other than annuals because annuals are a lot of work, and instead perennials are pretty easy. And additionally, it's a native to this area, so that means that it's very well adapted to the mercurial weather of St. Louis. I'm using my fence to be a support system for my green beans. I want to take you to my parking pad now because I want to show you how I made use of space here. There was like a patch of grass here, and I got rid of the grass, and then I put in a raised bed here. I also put in a fig over there. Figs are Mediterranean, but this one is called the Chicago Hardy, and it's well suited to the bitter cold winters here. It will lose its leaves in the winter, but as long as the roots are protected by a plastic tarp, by straw, it will come back in the spring. And this one was really down to nothing in the winter. And then during spring, when the temperatures got to about 50 or so, it started to come up again. And all these leaves started popping out. And it's a huge plant at this point. I'm getting some figs, not many because it's still the second year. I wanted to show this little surprise that I got. I got a volunteer cantaloupe. And that's because when I had put some compost in this area for my raspberry bush, I guess it must have contained some cantaloupe seeds from last year. Last year I did grow some cantaloupe, but I only managed to get 2. The squirrels ate both of them, just like they did here with this tomato. They basically ate only the juice, left everything else. So when I was taking everything and putting it in the compost, I guess some seeds must have slipped inside. And here I have a volunteer cantaloupe because of it. Thanks, squirrels. Now I'm going to take you to the front. I wanted to show you that I even extended my vegetable gardening into the front part. So I live in the city, and that means that I don't have an HOA to contend with, which means that I can grow anything I want with my front yard. I can do anything I want. So let's check it out. In the front, I have big maple trees, really just shade out this whole area. This essentially becomes a microclimate. The only limitation is that because I have these big maple trees, I have to do container gardening. The maple roots are just really strong, and anything I put down there in the past wouldn't really grow very well, so I learned and I did containers instead. You just have to keep up with the fertilizing when you're doing container gardening. Here I have my native garden. I received a grant from the city to install it this past spring. I'll do a video on that at some point, but I wanted to show you that here I take advantage of the shade and the empty spaces because the native plants haven't quite filled in yet. And I put grow bags in them for autumn crops. Here in the front, I wanted to take advantage of the fact that this is south facing, so in the winter time you can actually use these containers as greenhouses. In the summer I do tomatoes and melons and zucchini here, and then winter time I'll be able to extend my season by planting stuff here and then putting row covers over everything. All right, let's see who needs to be fertilized. Here we have a female flower. You can tell because it's on a zucchini. This is a male flower. It just has a skinny little stem. I have plenty of bees, but I really just like taking the male flower and then taking whatever you call it and just kind of touching the female flower with the male pollen. Anyway, so that was a quick little tour of my space, and I hope to post one vlog a week at least, so that I can continue to share with you the things that I do to maximize my harvest from a small little space. And I wanted to also share with you the ways that you can be creative and resourceful, and you don't have to resort to going out there and buying like giant cattle panels all the time. You can make use of what you have, as I certainly do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.